Community Lifelines program started 12 years ago. This is the 12th anniversary. We were the first blood center in the United States to get permission from the FDA and then through the HIPAA Acts and what have you to be able to put together a program where we might have the opportunity for a recipient to be able to see those people that gave him or her the gift of life. And so we're excited about our program here today. So we want to not only honor our donors that are here today, but we also want to say and make you understand that it's not just those of us that work here in the blood center that make a difference in people's lives. There's an awful lot of folks at the hospitals and our partners that we work with as well. And I think you might meet a few of those today as well. So every unit of blood that's collected throughout the state of Colorado makes its way to this building. And at some point in time, and generally within 48 hours of that collection, it has already been distributed to a hospital somewhere in Colorado, or in some cases to others that are in need in other parts of the country. So we're very proud of what we do. Let me start the program by welcoming our blood recipient today, Mr. Nate Post, and his family. His father Rick, mother Laura, and brother Ben and sister Sarah are with us today, and you'll have an opportunity to meet them throughout our program today. So we'll get started. One of the things I wanted to start with was back, I think it was in March of 2009, when Nate was out wandering around someplace in South America, someplace, I'm not exactly sure where he was, but he's one of those adventurous kinds of young men. Was out in South America on a hiking trip of some sort, as I understand it. And when he returned home, he visited his doctor and was diagnosed with a rare form of testicular cancer. And he had presented with large tumors around his torso and some surrounding some of the vital organs. So he was not in very good shape when he came to visit his physician. So the medical professionals at Porter Adventist Hospital took Nate in, and as they do at this wonderful organization in our community, took him under their wings and gave him some chemotherapy and ultimately some surgery. And I think his first surgery was on the 1st of May of 2009, and I think that took 8 hours. And when we counted up what that means in a hospital, there were 96 professionals at Porter that had something to do with hands-on care with Nate in that first period of his hospitalization. And he received, during that first surgery, 44 units of blood. Throughout his treatment, he received 99 units of blood. So he's one short of being a hero. We just, he's just a regular guy, He didn't quite make that 100 mark for some reason. I don't understand what he did, but he got a lot of O-neg and O-pos, and you know how we value that stuff around here, especially you that are donors and are O-negative donors. You know what we call you every available moment to see if you can come in and help us with something. And on the 14th of April, just about a month ago, Nate was visiting his physician and got the word that he was still cancer-free. So we got to applaud that. And you'll hear more about Nate and his battle with cancer and what have you as we go through our program today. But we're so glad to have you and your family with us, and thank you for taking the time and all the energy to come down here and visit with us today. And it just doesn't seem reasonable that all you get for this is a piece of cake or something. It's an awful lot of work out of the day. I'd also like to welcome some staff from Porter Adventist Hospital. I'd like to say thank you to Randy Hafner, who's the president CEO of the hospital. I'd like to say thank you to Nate's oncologist and hematologist, Dr. Tom Kinney, is with us today, and you'll hear from him again later in the program. And interventional radiologist, Dr. Dominic Yee, is with us today, and he also, I believe, has something he'd like to say to you all as well. We also want to thank our chief nursing officer down there, Sharon Pappas, who some of us remember actually served on the board of trustees for Bonfils Blood Center for a number of years. So she's a wonderful partner and someone that we've enjoyed working with for a number of years. On the average, as I said, about 99 folks at Porter Adventist had something to do with the immediate care of Nate. When blood is collected and comes into this facility, There are about 19 different people at any one day that has to handle that unit of blood to make it a licensed transfusible product. And I would bet you a lot of them are standing up here staring at us right now, looking down on us as they would some days. But they prepared all of those 99 units and got them to the hospital when they were needed, and we want to recognize that. We also want to recognize all the dedicated nurses and other medical professionals at Porter that can't be with us today because they're doing their life-saving job back at the hospital, and we want to thank them for their partnership and their role in Nate's treatment as well. Our day-to-day needs of the hospital partners is really unique, and it's only through teamwork and dedication that we get this work done. So it's not just one individual that can make something happen. It starts with a blood donor and somebody in need, and then we go from there. But our partnership specifically with Porter Adventist Hospital now expands more than 30 years. Some of you may know that they're part of the Centura Health System, which includes 10 hospitals across the state of Colorado, and we've been very, very fortunate and very honored to be their blood supplier since 1943. So it's a long-term, wonderful relationship that we cherish. We want to also recognize our blood donors for the important role that they play in this process. Each year, about 100,000 people in Colorado come to Bonfils and donate blood or platelets or plasma. 100,000 people. And when we were talking to the Association of Nonprofit Organizations here in the state, they said that makes you one of the largest, if not the largest, nonprofit volunteer program in Colorado, and so that we're very, very proud of. And we know that we would not have this opportunity without those 100,000 people that come forward every year to help us do this program. We're pleased today to have 24 of Nate's donors with us today, and he'll have the opportunity to meet them soon. So 24 of you were able to show up, and we're really appreciative of that.